Hey everyone, before we get started with today's video, I want to extend my well wishes to Orlando, a collector's dream, great member of the YouTube sports card community, one of the nicest people you'll meet, and he is recently recovering from lung cancer surgery. Seems to be doing well, is now in the recovery phase. And Orlando, I wish you all the best. If anyone else knows Orlando who watches the videos here, would also encourage you to reach out to him and extend your well wishes as well as he recovers. So with that said, thank you so much. Let's get into the video. It's Triple Crown Saturday, May 3rd, 2025, the first half of a back-to-back for me. I haven't done too many shows on back-to-back days in quite a while, but that's what I have ahead of me this weekend, starting it off in Westchester, Ohio for a local show. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
What are you buying? Just anything?
Yeah, I'll take a look at anything you got.
I don't have a lot. That might be the main thing of interest, but...
Oh, cool. I've never seen that before.
Oh, really?
Case hit out of a Crusade.
Yeah. What's up, Drew? What else is upstairs? I don't know, Drew.
That's a good question.
Probably maybe basketball, some just rooms to hang out in.
I think I'll pass, but thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. All right, dude, let's keep walking.
Lately, I've been asked quite a bit, what type of stuff are you buying? And I think it's a very fair question from people who are walking around looking to sell at a show. They don't want to waste their time. They also don't want to waste the dealer's time. Really, what I try to tell them is stuff that's similar to what I have in my case. I know that's kind of a vague answer, but I don't really have anything specific that I'm targeting unless it was something for my set, right? If it's a 2020 Blue Ice, then yeah, absolutely, let me take a look at it. But in terms of inventory, well, it really could be anything. But my advice would be if you're walking around a show looking to sell to dealers, chances are if they have a buying sign, they're going to be more flexible in their buying. But take a quick survey of their case. See what kind of stuff they have in there. If you have, say, UFC, for example, and they don't have any UFC cards, then they're probably not the person to go to with that. But if you have cards that are similar to what they have in your case, you're going to be more likely to find a match with a dealer that is more willing to buy your cards. So just something that I've observed as of late and some advice on how to handle that.
Xavier Worthy, Blank Forum, the Xavier Leggett, and then got these Keon Forums.
The autos?
Where would you be at on that?
65.
You do 60?
I'd be firm at 65.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. The sale isn't anything too crazy, some lower end football autographs that I have in my case. On this lower end stuff, I don't really move off my stickers too much anymore because really the margin that you have to buy them at is very difficult to maneuver around. If I have a card for $20 or less in my showcase, my policy is that I am firm on it. Now, there are exceptions. If someone is about to spend over $1,000 with me, yeah, I'm going to move off. If they offer me 15 on a card that's 20, then there's exceptions to be made. Also, if it's a young kid who seems to be really excited about it, it's for their collection, yeah, I'm going to make an exception then too. But for the most part, things are so narrow that I can't really afford to move off of those numbers. So whenever you see that, I'm sticking to it.
Did you do 110 for the heavy closure?
Yeah, that's fine.
Works. All right. I'll be back around for some minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Probably not too many cells on that one.
More than you would think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't pop up all that often, but...
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Oh, no, you're good. It's going to get messed up anyway, so...
Any recent ones on that one? Or no?
I think there was a 9 recently for like, I don't know, your definition of recent might be more different than mine. There was a 9 for like 300 at some point this year. I don't know when it was, maybe like February or something.
Sure, you don't see it too often.
How are you? Good.
What's your best on it?
250.
250?
Yeah.
Let me think on it.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be here.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet card.
Yes, the infamous "What's your best?" question. I get this quite a bit. I've talked about it quite a bit in vlogs too. For some reason, I was in a different mood this weekend, and you'll see it in this vlog as well as the next one as well, where I just gave my best price straightforward. Now, a lot of the times when I did it, not in this case scenario, but in other cases, I would say my best price, and then I would get a lower price as a counter offer. But when I give my best price, in the cases when I do, that is truly my best price. If you really want to know what my best price is, I'll tell you. But there is no more negotiating after that. It's either yes or no. I actually had someone the other week kind of get a little frustrated with me because I wouldn't negotiate off my sticker. In some cases, if I get frustrated, I'll just say, you know, my sticker price is my best price. But I definitely find that I'm more receptive if you give me an offer. But sometimes if I'm in a different mood, then hey, sometimes I actually do give my best price. But there is no more room after that.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the opinion? What's that one?
What kind of deal? What kind of deal could you make if I did the Ray and all your home field advantages?
Let me add them up real quick.
Let me add it up real quickly. So, sticker on all of them is at 180.
Yeah. I could knock like $10 off and do 170.
170. Alright, I'll be back around.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry for the loud buzzing. For whatever reason, they were doing landscaping outside, even though it was raining the entire show. But this deal here, or at least deal that didn't happen, was basically for a stack of all of my home field advantages. I can't move too much on those. Again, it's the same type of thing. They're cheaper cards. A lot of them fall in that 20 and below range. And a lot of times when people walk up to them with my table, they want a premium for them. So if I have to buy them at a premium, then I'm also going to have to sell them at a premium, or else I'm taking a loss.
How are you guys doing?
Good, how about you?
Good, well, thanks.
I think I want to snag the Burrow, the Henry, and the Fields from you.
Okay.
And whatever the best in there you can do, I know you're a fair one.
Yeah, I can't move off of them, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's going through 35.
That's fine.
I was wondering, what you'd be interested in?
Maybe not me, but he might.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Sorry that I didn't get the card in frame there, but it's an LA First Bowman Sapphire. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. I decided to pass that along to my friend who was set up next to me. He is a very good friend of mine and also someone who is a GM of a local card shop. I know that card would be perfect for a card shop setting. That's also kind of my mentality when I'm looking at things to buy. Even if I'm not the one who ultimately buys them, I'd like to try to give the people coming up to my table an opportunity to find someone else in the room who may be interested, or find someone else in the room who'd be willing to give them the strongest offer possible. It helps build a sense of community, which I think is extremely important at these local shows. It helps out other dealers, and oftentimes I find it is reciprocated, where people will be sent over to me to sell things that they might think is more up my alley. But keeping that good community with dealers, I think, is very important, especially at these smaller shows where it's easier to have that type of community.
You want to see what I got?
Yeah, maybe. What's your name, man?
Logan. Some of it's whatever. It's this side.
I've seen him go as high as 500? Yeah, or like,
No,
you're kidding? Really? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, there's the Tim Robbins. Some of it I just kind of threw together. I was like, I don't know.
I think I paid like there's enough. All right, yeah, 50.
This guy's hot.
I was just curious and wondering one before that to 35.
Some of this I don't know. Like some of these I was really contemplating.
Yeah, and I think it's quite a lot.
Is that still big?
Huh?
Is it still a big card?
I don't know.
I would say it's probably still roughly in that.
Why not?
What did you value these three at? Just out of curiosity.
Slabs?
Yeah.
275. 95. 110.
This is a deal that I made with a friend of mine. This whole stack was $425. With this being the headliner card, I thought it was interesting. I've had mixed results with the Bowman U stuff, but this one being a cool color match number to 25, I think it's a low pop card. It was enough for me to take a chance on it. One of the questions I got asked this weekend and why I included this clip is because a lot of times people wonder how I source my inventory. One of the things I do is actually have friends or people who watch the channel reach out to me to sell lots to me. In terms of buying whole-scale collections, I do that as well, but a lot of times I buy some lots from people of stuff that maybe they just don't have interest in anymore. Maybe they got it in a break, they got it in boxes that they've ripped, and they just want to recoup some cash, maybe put it into something card-related or non-card related. And that's kind of the case of what happened here. So if you ever have that kind of stuff, I'm always interested in taking a look, whether it's at a show or you can reach out to me on social media.
Anything you want to take a look at or just browsing?
Just kind of browsing around.
Okay.
Try to get a couple, all the options before I'd be opening anything up.
Totally understand.
Can I take a look at the Lamar and then the Steven Jackson?
Absolutely. This one's the jersey match, 39 of 75. If that does anything for you.
No suit, bro. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
we're good.
Do I see the Camaro and the Louis Robert?
Yes.
Are you buying?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
That's cool. Probably not for me today. Thank you, though.
The last one, can I also see the Keon?
Good thing.
Can I see the Scuba Mega Box cards, please?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like to show the chaos that is going on while I'm set up at times. You can see I have two separate people looking at stuff at this time. I also have had two people come up looking to sell to me since that first guy walked up. It is tough to juggle, especially because I'm on my own a lot of the times doing this stuff and kind of balancing act. I just kind of keep a mental inventory of what I'm taking out of the case at times, you know, who has what in their hands, what we're working on at any given point in time, and also what I'm looking at, and just staying vigilant. That's how I can try to manage all this at once, because I don't want to lose out on sales. I also don't want cards to go missing. It's a lot to juggle, and I know sometimes people say, I don't know how you do it. Sometimes I don't either.
I'm getting tight here, like,
This is 165.
it's not bad, but it's definitely just tight. But nothing crazy.
140.
140?
Yeah. I'll grab a quick picture of it.
20 and 40.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Can I please see the Harper RPA?
Yeah. No, out of 99. Before they kind of found their footing with what they wanted to do.
See an 8 Beckett 8.5 with an 8 autographed at 305.
Yeah.
Also did that same card also did 555. So it's kind of
So here we're talking about the Bryce Harper RPA from my last vlog. I have it at 550. There is this one sale recently of this BGS 8.5 with an auto grade of an 8, but I cannot reiterate this enough. When cards have an auto grade of less than a 10, it really deters people from bidding on auctions or going after them. I don't know what it is, but to me, whenever I see an auto grade of less than a 10, it bugs me a little bit. And if you think about this card, what's the most important part of it? The autograph, at least in my opinion. Now, if it has a really cool patch, that might change, but people are buying a Bryce Harper autograph because, well, it's an autograph. They want to have the best quality signature possible. Now, when they're looking at it raw, it can be very different than when they're looking at it graded, because they're being told this signature is an 8 quality, whereas if it's raw, they have to kind of determine that on their own. So whenever I see sales like this, it always reminds me that that might not be the best depiction of what a card's value is.
I'd like to be at 5 on it.
probably hold off for now, especially with the auction ending tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries. What were you thinking?
I mean, I'd like to be closer to another raw comp, the last BGS comp, and
Probably closer to like 4 hours.
I had a feeling you might say that.
I mean, he's my favorite player, so I'd be going to my PC.
Yeah, I understand. If you were buying those two, I could come down to 450. Just because you'd be doing me a solid by taking those two, but if not, no worries. It's in solid shape. I wouldn't grade a thick card like that. It's just not something I would send off personally, but yeah.
I would offer you 5 for all.
Couldn't get there. I could do 540. But it's for your PC. You don't want to do these 450.
What do you do? 5 without the Caminera?
I like that. I will get it.
Yeah.
I'll get it now.
I end up compromising a little bit here. When he told me that it was for his PC, I kind of felt relatable in a sense. He kind of reminded me of when I was buying Miguel Cabrera autographs for my collection back in the day while I was still a super collector. I could tell that the Harper card meant a lot to him. I wanted to compromise as much as I possibly could to get it with him. That deal that I made overall, I knew I was going to be in good shape on it with the Griffey and the Maddox, so I felt like, you know, maybe an extra $50 here, it would probably mean more to him to have this card than me try to eke out a little bit extra on it at some point down the road. And I could tell that he was excited about it, and that's really what it's about. I want people to walk away from shows feeling good and being excited about the cards that they walk home with. That doesn't mean I can give away a bunch of things, but at the same time, if I can make a fair deal with someone and get them to walk away with it, it's really what it's all about. And that's what happened here, and I couldn't be more pleased with this sale.
Let me,
You do you. I mean, I was just kind of seeing if you had any more bear stuff or anything like that. I mean, even...
But is it worth it? You want those stores there? I mean, no.
Just curious. I know I was the only time I could get away. But
it probably means it was a good show, though.
they're pretty good. I had a bunch of stuff, and I traded it last time, and I was getting like 65% comps. And I was like, why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah. And setting up's a little friendlier, too.
Yeah. So I appreciate it. I watched yours, and I was like, I always like how you do the breakdowns.
Yeah.
Like, while you're doing it. I'm like, one, it was nice, too, because it's like, you were actually truthful with me. You're like, oh, yeah, this is going to go to my buddy in Colorado. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he was very thankful for it, too.
Yeah, good. And I appreciate it. I've been collecting Rome. I just picked up another one for myself, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
I like him as a player. I would probably be interested, honestly, in Oscar Honeycomb.
Okay.
I do like that.
And then the memory.
That Burrow's sick. It's probably, I don't know if that's probably out of the price range.
I don't know.
I'm going to do a little callback here to my last Westchester vlog. You might remember in that video that I traded a Rome Odunze Silver for a Terrell Davis 1-in-1 autograph. And as I kind of stated in that video, it was going to go to a friend of mine, and it did. Steve, the Broncos 79 here on YouTube. He was the one who ended up buying it from me a couple weeks later. And I was really pleased that I could get the gentleman who I'm talking with here, the Rome Odunze Silver. And then I could also work it out where Steve added a 1-of-1 TD to his collection. Really the best of both worlds. And that's what I love doing when I am acquiring new cards, especially when I can acquire them with someone specific in mind and make sure it gets into the hands of the end user in a lot of cases. So he comes back here today. He tells me that he was actually set up at this show and that my video was one of the things that encouraged him to come set up, which is awesome. You know, I make these videos for entertainment purposes. I make them for educational purposes. But whenever someone tells me that it has a impact on them positively, I can't tell you how much that means to me, because it's truly one of the best compliments that I can receive. So big thank you to him for saying that. And now we're trying to work out another trade here for some of my cards.
I thought I brought more than enough. I'm like, I don't think I brought enough. I mean, I did.
Yeah.
I don't think I have enough for Xenia next week.
Well, an old adage that was told to me, I actually heard it again last week, is that if you have a lot of cards and not a lot of cash, that's okay, because you'll have a lot of stuff to sell. If you have not a lot of cards and a lot of cash, that's fine, because you'll have a lot of chances to buy. If you don't have any cards or any cash, that's when you have a problem.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, because there was a few times where I was buying some stuff, and then there was like 5 people coming, you want to buy them? Like, okay, things.
So it's not always a bad thing, like, and I've learned that too, is that like even if my showcases are kind of empty-ish, like that's okay, I'll just buy. Now if I can't buy and they're empty, then we have a bigger problem. But if we can.
Okay, I appreciate you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I love talking about this stuff too. I would offer 240 on it.
Are you out on the?
Probably be out on the Amon-Ra. I have the regular one, the true RPA. Yeah, so probably
You're good.
it would be something that I would put back out. Yeah. I would be maybe willing to trade for it, but I don't think I'd get to the 580 number buying.
Yeah, no worries. I just kind of I need to collect the Lions, and I was like, hey, you know.
Thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah, and if you collect spare stuff, like, and I see you, like, I will probably buy it from you. Could we do the CD, a little bit of cash on top for the?
Sure. Let's see.
I trust your confidence. I know you're usually always fair.
This one is probably closer to like $100.
Okay.
That's like 240. It's like 140 in the CD.
Yeah. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you. I like the honeycomb, so.
I'm gonna go over here.
I do too. It's sharp.
No Amon-Ra and TRPA for me today, but I do manage to snag this awesome Brian Branch gold as part of the trade. He is going to receive 140 cash and that CD Lamb Honeycomb PSA 10. I like this trade because what I basically do here is add 140 to whatever I was into the Honeycomb at, and now I'm into this Branch, which is a Gold Prism Rookie Auto out of 10. Guy who made the Pro Bowl last year. Awesome player. I still can't believe my Lions got him in the early second round a couple years ago in the draft. But this is the type of card where it's cool for multiple reasons. Number one, being a gold out of 10, the sales on it can vary. You know, you find someone who really wants it badly, you might be able to get a little bit more of a premium for it than what it had previously sold for. And conversely, sometimes they go for a little bit less than what they had previously sold for. But it's a really cool Lions card as well. I love Branch. I'll never forget when he picked off Patrick Mahomes in his first ever game in the pick six. That's something that will stick with me forever. And because of that, if I end up keeping this card for myself, then that's also not a bad thing, right? I'll have a cool little Lions keepsake in my own collection. So really, I can't lose on this card, and I make a deal with someone that I've already made a deal with before. Hopefully he's happy with the Lamb, and yeah, couldn't ask for much more. That's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon with some more content. Take care. Stay safe. Be kind.